All right, let's take a look at them. So this is the version I have here. All right, I'll leave a description of this part number in the description. Very simple design. And as you can see, just these things are gonna go pretty much right here. All right, guys, this is a 7mm nut. So all you're doing is just tighten this down. And next, I'm gonna take this. This is a Phillips screwdriver. Alright guys, as you can see how I got it up. You're gonna need something long to tighten it up. I have mine up close to the top of my mast, a little below it. Alright, reason why I want this as high as possible to clear any type of trees or other buildings, to try to get a clear signal to hit this. So that's how I'm setting up. It's very light. This thing is very light. That's another reason why I like it. Not difficult to put on. It's not a lot of weight to it. So this mast is really overkill for this antenna because it's very light. Not a lot of weight to it at all. But I'm fine with that. All right. I wanted this thing as high as possible on my roof, so to give me a clear line of sight for the antennas that I'm hoping to receive with this antenna. This part here goes over the connector. Over this connector. All right, this part here goes like that. But what's gonna happen, the cable I have here that's already pre-made is not gonna be able to slip through this. It's just way too big. So I can either do two things. I either can snip this, slide it on, and then reconnect this, or just get me a raw cable and make it myself, which is I'm probably gonna end up doing. So I'm gonna put this to the side. I may not use this, so I'm gonna go back and get a raw cable because I do have connectors. I do have a kit to help me make my own cable. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this back, get another 25-foot, maybe a 30-foot cable, raw cable, and make my own cable so I can use this. Because again, this protects from the elements, and I definitely want to use this. All right, so I just want to bring that to your attention. Let me pause. I'm gonna have to run back up to Home Depot and pick up some more materials, and we'll continue when I get back. All right, guys, I went up and picked up a regular 100-foot cable. Now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna use the kit here to strip my cable. Now this does take a little bit of technique to it. To be honest, I had to do it a couple of times to get used to it. Because you're cutting through two sheathing. The first cut, as I'm demonstrating, you're just pretty much gonna go use this tool, clip it down, and just rotate it several times, and just expose the copper metal. So that's your objective. The second cut, you're taking off the top sheathing, the black material. 'Cause right underneath that are fine little strands, depending on the color of your wire, that you need to peel back. So this is where I found the most difficult part, trying to find that
proper technique, a grip hold. You just can't clamp it down and twist it because it's going to cut right all into that fine material. So you're going to have to do this a couple of times. Again, I'm not a professional cable stripper, so this is something that you're definitely going to have to practice at it. And if you feel that you got enough material, then you proceed on. As you can see, I'm peeling back the material that's shown. Is that wire that you have to peel back, okay? So again, you guys it's not gonna come out perfect the first time. So if you're doing yourself, take your time. If it doesn't look good, right now I'm examining it and I really don't like the look of it, so I'm just gonna take my wire cutters and clip it off and start again. All right, so just buy enough wire, knowing that you're gonna have to keep on doing this till you get the perfect connection. And that's all I'm doing. So I'm gonna put back on my stripper, place it in that second hole, and what you're gonna do, you're just gonna spin it around till you feel no resistance. All right, once you don't feel any resistance, you peel that wire back and you expose that copper wire. All right, and once you get that, then you pick up your stripper again and peel back that black sheathing. Now, as you can see, I'm clipping more of that silver wire. I don't want that silver wire touching my copper connection. All right, because just think of it. If it's it'll cause some type of short or interference. These two wires need to be separated. Copper wire have its own path, and that silver wire have its own path. So just pay attention to when you're doing that. All right, when you're stripping it, make sure none of those wires are connected. They need to stay separate. So again, it's kind of long-winded, but I just want to bring that to your attention. I had to do it a couple of times till I found the right combination that I was comfortable with. And that's pretty much it, guys. All right, so just play with it. Again, easy to do, save some money. And these things, again, if you're DIYer, you should have this type of things in your arsenal anyway. All right, these are boys and their toys. We like tools. Having this allow us to be flexible and do things our way at our own leisure, at our own time. So let me continue on this with the video. Just want to emphasize that, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so I just want to show you. Alright, I got the mask, got the cable on. I advise to have some zip ties available so you can tie down your cable to your mask. These are very important so it's not whipping in the wind and cause damage to your antenna. So just get a few of these zip ties and tie it all down, and that's pretty much it. Now I'm demonstrating here. I have the mask up. It looks good. It's nice and secure. Zip ties have everything close to it. And again, when you roll it down, I was going to point here, put the cable behind the clamp. All right, there's room for it. It's made for it. Just put it in there, slip it down, and zip it down in the bottom. And that's it, guys. That's pretty much all to it. Getting it done.
Hey guys, I just want to show you what I got here. All right. I end up running my cable for my antenna All right, there is some play here, so you can run the cable behind the little channel here to get a nice clean look. And what I did, I came over here and I just left me enough cable to, just in case, if my idea is to tap into this already connection made by Verizon that went into the house. But if some reason if this doesn't work or I'm getting any problems, I left enough cable so I still can drill into the house and have enough to go through the house and connect to it. So this is just in case, a fallback plan. All right. If you're confident in your connection, then you don't need this much wire. But I'm just leaving it just in case. All right. It's not gonna hurt it, and I'll just leave it here. Once I tie it up, I'll connect to this connection, and I'll just have some extra wire if I ever need to move my antenna. I have enough wire here just to run it. Again, just in case for me. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm just going to take the compression fitting, push this in. I hope you can see that. Just that white piece has to be even with that. Alright, it just makes it easier. Remember, this version here, it turns to different sizes. So you're just going to turn it around to have the small piece here. And you're just going to put it inside this part. The brass part goes in the middle, something like this. And then you're just going to squeeze it down, forcing this black piece into here. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you guys. And you see, it forces it in. And that's it. Let me tell you the truth, guys. I don't like this. I don't like my connection. It didn't really come out too well. So what I'm going to do, I have plenty. I'm going to cut this off and redo it. Alright guys, so I want to let you know. When you do this cut here, alright, just take your time. Make sure you got enough. I had to cut it numerous times because I wasn't getting enough shielding here. So you may have to do this several times to get it perfect. All right, and what you can see, I finally got it. It took me a couple of tries. I end up, to tell you the truth, I end up using a couple of my compressors fittings, which is not a big deal. All right, I bought a bunch, so it is what it is. So you just want to make sure you got a good connection. So make sure you have enough wire. Take your time, cut it a few times. Well, not a few. Try to cut it once, but it's important to have that connection properly seated for this. Guys, if this is helpful, please like, subscribe, and I'll check you on the next one. Part 3 will show you me pretty much doing the final stages, connecting the sling box, running the cable, and connecting it to my TV. All right, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.